I'm not gonna waste your time. This is a different type of video than I normally do, but with so much complexity in Star Citizen and still a minimal way to learn in game, I've got 30 tips here for you that will definitely change your experience for the better in the short and long term. From key bindings to inventory hacks, here are 30 key tips every beginner should probably at least be aware of. This is going to be rapid fire, so make sure to pay attention. I'll split them up by categories, but you could do the searching if you need. Let's start out with the first. You only need to start with a base game package for Star Citizen. Try the game out for at least 5 hours before spending more than that base $45, and you'll be able to experience a lot more gameplay before making any big decisions. If you haven't made an account and you're getting right into it, you can use the Join Tomato link down below to get something free for a referral bonus possibly, but also 50,000 credits to start renting ships immediately. Next up, send items to your backpack inventory when you're shopping. I usually buy some armor and then put my backpack on that armor, and then I will go back to the shop and actually select the backpack as my location and send all my stuff there so you don't have to do it manually at the kiosk later. Number 3, make store your primary action, or double tap F for a secondary action, which is generally store by default. To change this key binding, open up your action wheel using whatever method you need. Go over to the action that you'd want, whether it's equip, store, loot, carry, or anything else, middle mouse click, and then set as primary. Next up, when you are looting, you can equip a whole suit of armor by dragging the undersuit of the character onto your own naked body. It's a weird one, but it does work. It may go out of functionality at some point, but I've seen it work as recently as 4.32. After that, always grab a cargo box when you are at a space station or a city if your ship allows it. It'll give you a central place to store all your loot, and you can sell all of the stuff that you collect while you're out doing adventures, all from the box at the end of your day. Let's move on to navigation and travel. For cargo hauling, try to only use instanced hangars in space stations and cities to do jobs. While landing pads on moons and planet outposts are available to you, they can be a little more bug-prone and risky for newcomers. Use the map to navigate localities. Press F2 to see the local map, and then use the R key to drop a pin on wherever your point is. Set your spawn at a space station. If you don't like riding trains or elevators at cities, you can always spawn at the space station every time you log back in. All you have to do is land there. Power down your ship during quantum to cut it short. This is a great way to get to unmarked locations or avoiding pirates by doglegging your routes. All you have to do is jump in one direction, hold the U key to shut down your power, and then power everything back up and jump where you want to go. Always use ping when flying in dark areas. That's the tab key. It'll light up terrain edges until we can get night vision so you don't fly into the ground. Hold N when you're over pads or hangars to auto land if you feel a little uncomfortable putting your ship down yourself. And instead of going to the comms menu every time, go ahead and hold left Alt and N to call for the hangar to be opened whether you're landing or taking off. On to inventory and gear. Hold I for the first person inventory. It's super convenient and not as well known as just tapping I button for the overall inventory. Holding the left Alt key plus H will allow you to take your helmet off and attach it to your hip. This is actually physicalized in 4.5, so it's going to be a lot more interesting seeing people walking around with their helmets in their arms or on their hips. But generally this is a good way to quickly eat or drink. When walking through precipitation, you can clear your visor by holding Alt and pressing X. Dust and splatter will disappear instantly. Never forget, it's the gear, not just the armor you're wearing, that's going to affect your run speed. All your weapons and items are considered in their position and mass for your movement speed, so stash your weapon or put it away if you need to move faster. Holding the left Alt key and pressing 1 will refill all of the magazines on your body so you don't have to reload from your backpack or go in your inventory to update your magazine count. This is a great way to keep the pace up in FPS encounters. When you're using an MFD, you can actually mouse wheel click to lock your zoom so you're not scrolling and also zooming your camera like you might find annoyingly happens in elevators all the time. On to survival, food, and medical. Even if you do like the med gun, try carrying some med pens. They're going to be faster to use, and you can still use a med gun for those more intense encounters. But honestly, I find I don't need to use a med gun all that often. I keep it in my backpack if I need it, but if you do play in a group, it can be nice to elect somebody to be the medic so everybody else can use everything on offer. Some places have breathable atmosphere that you wouldn't expect. Check your Mobi-Glass before panicking or writing them off. Some of the moons will actually allow you to breathe for multiple minutes before you asphyxiate. Make sure to carry some Cruise Lux with you when you get the chance so you can satisfy both thirst and hunger in one go. But do note that this form of hydration will ignore some of the buffs you might get with other dedicated foods. If you have a ship with a bed, lay down in it and go to sleep to log out, and you can start back from that ship the next time you log in. It can be a much quicker way to get started in the game. Your respawn ability is based on medical beds and their resources, so make sure to keep medgel and spare undersuits aboard any ship or vehicle that has a med bed, so that if you do happen to need to respawn, you're ready to go. On to crime, security, and prison. Low-level crimes are basically just a fine you need to pay. Up to crime stat 2, you can go to any of the terminals at space stations or cities to clear out your crimes and avoid any problems in the future. Above that, use Tiger Claws to hack your crime stat at Korea. That's a security post station in the Crusader area. You'll need to go to some weird back alley, shop at Grimhex, or you can find some scattered around in loot boxes or out in Nyx. But ultimately, you'll have to go and hack away your crime stat in order to get bounties off your back and not have to go to prison. If you do end up in prison, the escape is kind of the hard mode option. It's platforming in low gravity. It's pretty hard, time consuming, and still leaves you with a crime stat afterward that you have to go and clear. Sometimes it might be useful, but for the most part, you should just go to the deeper sections of the mine and see if you can find some loot or loose minerals on the ground that you can turn in to lower your sentence. Finally, ship management and safety. Always turn your engines off before leaving your ship anywhere you are. You don't want to see it floating away as you're coming back with your objective. Always close your doors. People can sometimes sneak on board, and really, once they're on board, you can be in real trouble. Always bring a multi-tool with a tractor beam anywhere you're going. You never know when you're going to find some kind of a component salvage or something big that you can't carry that could be worth a lot for you. And always refuel when you're landing at space stations. Even with engineering arriving allowing us to do more of the repair and ship maintenance on the go, if you are the type of person that wants to minimize that work, repairing and refueling at every stop that you get to is always a way to make sure you're safe. While we didn't dip too far into the details on these, this has been 30 tips that I want folks to at least be aware of. I know I went pretty fast, and a lot of these are easy to forget and might need to be referenced later. I've tried to include some key bindings and key details for you, but I really just wanted to make sure you had something to reference in the future. There are plenty of things to learn. This is not an all-encompassing list, and I'm sure you're going to find plenty of others down in the comments below. But hopefully this can get you started. Oh, and I have one more point for you. Not really a tip, just a sponsor. The Tobii Eye Tracker 5 is one of my favorite peripherals as a more casual gamer, somebody who prefers a controller over a mouse and keyboard. You know us dweebs. But even then, this device makes my experience a lot better. And I think that goes from all beginners and casual gamers to the most hardcore sim fighters. From aiming at different targets to getting a better view in a firefight, locking onto an off-axis ship, and scanning objects with your eyesight. No matter what your hands are doing, you can use your eyes to control Star Citizen better. And it doesn't stop just at that game. DCS, DayZ, Microsoft Flight Simulator, Elite Dangerous, X4, even a lot of Ubisoft games support the eye tracker. And it also lets me log into my computer, making purchases online, and generally speeding up the daily use of my PC by logging directly into Windows and using Windows Hello. And while this video is sponsored by Tobii, I actually generally suggest the device just because it can have a pretty notable impact with the game that you're playing. I grabbed one myself well before partnering with them, but back when I got it, it was a lot more affordable. Now things have gotten more expensive, but you can get a 20% discount on the device right now for the Black Friday sale going through December 1st. And if you do want to think about it or are catching this video a little bit later, first of all, there might be a sale going on, you should check it out through the link below, but also you can get a permanent 5% discount if you just use the code SPACETOMATO at checkout. So if you are interested, hit that link down below, let them know we sent you. I appreciate you listening to this whole guide. I hope you got something out of it. Catch you in the next.